All right, good evening, everybody. This is going to be a Bitcoin and altcoin update for February 20th. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got here. This is going to be a Bitcoin 4-hour chart that I'm going to start with. And basically, if I scroll back a little ways, you can kind of see here, once we broke above these, okay, and it took a little bit of doing, right? A little bit of tough time getting above. Once it did, though, every time it comes back, and a lot of times it didn't even get all the way to it, but now we are, the 200 and the 233 right here. So this is a huge area for Bitcoin, okay, and I'll just put my mouse right over it. Let's call it 9,300. Huge area. So you can see how it's responding over the past, on the 4-hour chart at least. You can see it's been holding up fairly nicely, right? The biggest thing right now is we're seeing, and this is on a couple of time frames, right? 4-hour stochastic RSI is oversold. If it can get back above the 10, 20, and 50 EMAs, and especially the 50, then you might get above this and break a little higher, okay? Still expecting this area right here to get tested. I've been expecting that for quite a while. At this point now, I'm starting to think that if it does get up here, it might just make it up to the trend line a little bit higher. So I'm going to go over to a daily chart and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I was expecting, a while back, I was expecting a retrace, but it came a little early. And here we go. So again, this area right here, 233 right here, 200 just below. This is on a daily chart, a little bit different, but the 50 EMA right here coincides with where pretty much the 200 and the 233 are on the 4-hour chart. On this chart, remember the 4-hour chart, stochastic RSI was oversold. This is oversold on the daily also. It did oversold here, couldn't get above the 20, and then boom, right back down into oversold. So I'm expecting a bounce off this area. I really am. I'm expecting a move at least up to test, possibly 9,800. And then we'll see how the 10 EMA reacts. If the 10 EMA is going to be resistance, then we've got some more long-term pain to the downside, I would say. But if it can break above, then you still have to get above these candles, right? These two, we talked about this last night. Bearish engulfing, okay? And it could not break above either one of them. So bulls really need to get something going to the upside here, and preferably a break above 10,300. That might do the trick. But that's a tall order right now. It still has a little bit of work to do. So that's Bitcoin on the daily. Let's go over and take a look at Ethereum. And actually, this one's holding up a little bit better than Bitcoin is. Stochastic RSI, again, tried to break out of oversold and just went right back down. Had a, doji day today. Okay, so did Bitcoin. Doji stick right here. We'll see if this turns into maybe a reversal pattern. Way too early to say that. But just something to keep an eye on, right? We had a big red stick here. Doji pattern indecision. Testing the 20 EMA, and we'll see what this candle does, right? If Ethereum can get above the two, let's call it right, I would just say the highs, right? That's pretty much it. You got to get above that, and then it's probably going to go up here. And don't be fooled, because you could break above this mess right here, but you've got a fib cluster, triple fib cluster right up here, which I would expect might be some pretty good resistance. That's around 311, 305 to 311. So 5-point range in there for resistance. Let's go over to Litecoin. This one here just seems to, and it's weird because I've had people tell me this before, but it's almost like Litecoin is like a leading indicator for what's going to happen. The more I look at it, you can see that this candle, it's got a bigger body to it than the other ones, Ethereum or Bitcoin. Had a doji candle here. And again, testing the 10 and the 20, that's going to be the big area right there. So getting back above 74 and you might see Litecoin run a little bit. So we'll see if there's a relief rally here, if it turns into something bigger. If it gets rejected in this area at the 10 and the 20, then we're coming back down and we're retesting this area at the lows, okay? And that's around 65 to 67. So that's Litecoin. Let's go at XRP. Holding the 50% retracement, holding the 233, holding the 50, and holding the 200. So stay above those and things are bullish, right? They look bearish here, but as long as you stay above this and just go sideways, right? You don't even have to pump all the way higher, but just gradually work your way up and let these moving averages start turning and getting things going back to the upside. You would want to see it get back above the 10. That's around 28.5 cents. That would help the cause and keep maybe a 10 from crossing the 20, which could possibly lead to more, more sustained downside. Let's go over to Link. And Link, again, just is not closing below that 10 EMA. Every time it looks like it wants to, it says no. And so this is a very strong coin right now. And again, I'm going to point this out. This thing has just been kind of, trending up, and while indicator going down. That worries me just a little bit. But we'll see. Link is it's pretty strong right now. So why fight it? Okay. That's Link. Let's take a look at XTZ. This thing's been on a massive run lately, and much the same as Link, it just does not want to close below that 10 EMA. So if you're in XTZ, I would even say, depending on where you got in it, just trail up a stop to the 20 EMA, right? If you got M way back here, this thing just keeps churning higher, just trail your stop up right behind it. And if it does, out of nowhere make a nasty red stick, then at least you're saved, right? Let's go to ZRX. And ZRX trying to bounce off this support zone right here. Good support there, good support here, and now you're starting to see things kind of, react from that. So bears may be getting a little frustrated not being able to get through that area, and so you're seeing some covering right here. Let's go to EOS. Same thing. Looks decent. Still want to get now this one's had the 10 and the 20 cross. So I would say get back above 441, and if it can climb back above that, those are still, these shorter term moving averages are still going to have to try to turn and hook back up. That's going to take a little doing. But anyway, this is a decent bounce here. Let's just see what happens when it gets to 440, if it does get up there. So anyway, that's pretty much what I've got for tonight, guys. I'm looking at a few other things, but I just wanted to cover the majors for tonight. Everybody stay safe, good luck, and we will chat at you tomorrow. Thanks.